Today I'm going to show how to remove the steering wheel and airbag on a 2009 to 2012 Flex and 2010 to 2012 Ford Taurus. So the first step to this, like working with any airbag, you need to disconnect the battery and make sure everything powers down. And you're going to want to have the key in the ignition so you can turn the steering wheel to get access to all 4 locations. You've got 2 locations up here behind the airbag and 2 down at the bottom that you're going to have to rotate the steering wheel and get in the back here with a screwdriver to pop the airbag off. So the easiest way for me to show you is with the airbag out of place. As you can see, you've got these notches on top and these notches on bottom that are held in by these red retaining clips in here. So what you're going to have to do from the back side of the steering wheel is get a screwdriver. It doesn't have to be any particular type. It doesn't even have to be a screwdriver as long as you've got some sort of metal shaft. And from the back of the steering wheel, you're going to lift these red tabs up to unlock on the top side. And then on the bottom side, you need to push these tabs in. And it's easy to pull on the airbag while prying those out from the back of the steering wheel to get the airbag to pop off. So with the steering wheel off the car, I'll show you what you're looking for on the back side. I use my front-facing camera on my phone to see what I was looking at because I couldn't really get my head behind there. But you'll have to rotate these 4 circles into different positions on the top here. You'll want them about right here so you can get access to these. And yeah, you'll just need to get your screwdriver or whatever in here so you can lift up on these 2 top ones. And then again, the 2 middle ones need to go or bottom ones, sorry, need to be pushed to the inside towards the center of the steering wheel. I've already removed the horn activator from it to make demonstration a little bit easier, but this, once you get to it, will just pop out. Sometimes it will pop out with the airbag. And then these 2 connectors go onto the side of the horn. You can take those off pretty easily. And then to get the steering wheel off, you just need a T50B Torx bit, which is the same for removing seat belts on this vehicle. And take that bit out. Make sure that your steering wheel is straight and the wheels are actually straight on the vehicle. That way when you put the steering wheel back on, and especially if you're installing a new clock spring like I am, to make sure that everything is clocked correctly. And if you need to replace the clock spring on your Taurus or Flex, keep watching and I will show you how to do that as well. So you've got this connector here, and I'm going to go ahead and pop that out. Then once I've got that harness disconnected, we're just going to take the T50 bit and remove the bolt for the steering wheel. Then you're going to want to use a flathead to pop off the top cover on your steering wheel cover, as well as take out these 2 Phillips screws that are underneath here. Then you're going to need a T20 bit to take off this screw up here and this one down here. Then you're going to want to pop out your old clock spring. Just pops on out, and install your new one and make sure this is in the entire time. That is going to make sure that your clock spring is at top dead center and lined up with your steering wheel when you took it off at top dead center with the wheels being straight. Otherwise it's going to mess up a bunch of things with your vehicle. Then you can go ahead and put the screws in here. What works best is if you put the steering wheel back on while leaving this in there the entire time. Feed everything through this hole here and make sure that these 2 yellow alignment pins are seated in the steering wheel. Then you can go ahead and bolt the steering wheel back on. And then you can pull this out and get everything else plugged in. Now I went ahead and got everything put back together, but got the battery turned on because I wanted to make sure that everything was working correctly. With, like I said, I was having some issues with the clock spring. It was making the radio go crazy. The horn wouldn't stop blaring. So I just want to make sure that that was all good before I put the airbag back on. So before I do, I will disconnect the battery before I actually plug it in, but make sure you put your connectors back in the airbag, back into the gray and black slots. They've got different alignment pins, so they're kind of hard to get messed up. Then you've just got to line the airbag up with the holes, push it back in, it will seat in and lock itself in, and you are all finished.